Why did we hire ILS in the first place? We had been doing leadership development in our company for, gosh, I want to say 15 or 20 years. And to be honest with you, it just was kind of going through the motions. It was never fantastic. It was always maybe a B plus at best. And it was time to reinvigorate that effort. And so instead of using the same providers we had in the past, we decided to go to market, and we leveraged our relationships in our own industry. And ILS was one of the firms that we interviewed.
So why did we hire ILS? We were in the process of going through our strategic plan and also had succession planning that was top of mind because the organization was getting ready to go through a transition of management from second gen to third generation. So we thought it was important to bring someone on that would help guide us through the planning of our strategic plan, and then also succession planning, and then also the transition.
So we have had a relationship with ILS for at least 10 years in a variety of different scenarios, ranging from individual coaching, executive coaching, personal leadership, as well as formal training through the formal ILS Institute in Columbus. We have had physician leaders as well as administrative leaders attend those sessions in Columbus that I think last about 9 or 10 months, and have been very, very pleased with the results that we've gotten from those. We have had individuals come and do formal executive coaching with the executive team. So each individual on the executive team has one-on-one coaching as well as a team-based approach, usually during the lunch hour, and it has facilitated interaction between my team to a level that we would not have been able to achieve otherwise.
In terms of ILS helping us with our challenges, we didn't even know what our challenges were. So the first place ILS helped us was identifying our challenges. And our challenge was that our culture was too nice.
What type of challenges were addressed? Like any strategic planning and succession planning process, you have management teams that aren't always aligned. So the importance of gaining alignment inside the organization was critical. What ILS did was they empowered each team member with tools and techniques to work as a cohesive group.
ILS has addressed our challenges in a number of ways. We have had as many as 20 in a cohort group attend the ILS sessions that we have held on this campus. So it precluded, the engagement allowed us to keep our people in the local area, so they brought the training to us, which was very beneficial to our people getting their jobs done on a daily basis, as well as getting the insight and education and coaching that they get from the ILS program.
The outcome of that, though, was an incredible strategic plan, but more importantly, an aligned management team.
I think the overall result of our engagement at Holzer with ILS has been to take our interaction and leadership and management skills to a level that we would not have been able to achieve on our own. Formal training, formal executive coaching, formal programs for not only executives but mid-level management's staff have allowed us to take Holzer to the next level.
So what was the result of the leadership development work that we've done with ILS? Well, it continues. It isn't like we did it and now we're watching it, watching the results, because we're continuing to invest in leadership development in our company. What I've seen firsthand is that it has saved a few people. What I mean by that is I think they would no doubt be out the door on the road, would have been frustrated, would have not been able to continue to work for our company, and we would have lost that talent.
With respect to my recommendations, I would absolutely recommend ILS, and in fact I have. There are at least 2 other organizations that are working with ILS today as a result of conversations that I've had, usually on the fly, about what we're doing at Holzer and how we have employed the leadership opportunities that ILS provides in our environment. And the feedback I've gotten from all those folks is that they're very well pleased. And again, I don't believe that we could have achieved, at least in the time frame we've been able to achieve it, the success that we have without ILS.
As for recommending ILS, I do it quite often. I think that the whole behavioral health, psychology, human interaction, and the ability for teams to operate effectively is not recognized in the business industry as much. And what ILS did for us was bring it to the top, made it a #1 priority. And what it did was it permeated the culture of our organization, for which we understand the importance and the significance of human interaction and the impact that it has on a business. Now, I use those words carefully because impact, both positive and negative. So for you to have positive impact, you need to have healthy adults and healthy from an emotional IQ standpoint. And I think that our management team has a much higher emotional IQ, and therefore they're able to effectively work through the challenges that come on a daily, monthly, and yearly basis.
It's been an amazing journey, one I don't know that I'll ever be ready to let go of, but I'm grateful to have had the coaches that I've had with ILS. I've found it to be an amazing experience. It's been life-changing, absolutely for the better. And from an organizational experience, any system, any entity, any business, to be able to have something like this cultivate the culture that you want, it's powerful. It engages so many people and builds so many bridges. It builds bridges, it builds character, integrity, transparency, and it helps bring people together that maybe had 2 different ways of thinking about things before. It's been a pleasure.
I would recommend ILS wholeheartedly. I called on a few of my peers prior to engaging ILS to get their recommendations, their thoughts, and each and every one of them just said, you got to do it. You can sit there and you can try to rationalize the cost or the time or your total investment, but at the end of the day, the return is going to be so much more than your investment. You're not going to believe it. And trust me, it's worked for our company, and I suggest you do it for your own. And these were competitors, right? They didn't have to tell me that, because in one way they were losing a bit of a competitive advantage that they had acquired through their engagement with ILS. But they're trusted peers. We share our wins and we share our losses, and they were wonderful in terms of opening the door for me to what is ILS and the ILS experience, and it's been a great value to our company.